When I first started talking about it, you thought I was a little crazy, but now I have physical proof that it does make a difference in better gut health, which also leads to better brain health. Yes, I'm talking about fermented foods. Like you, I've tried many different dietary regimens over the years: Fit for Life, The Plan, Mediterranean, Raw, so many others. As I tried many different regimens, I could feel I was still missing something in my diet. Then, in November 2024, I listened to a couple of podcasts by Professor Andrew Huberman. Hmm, In one podcast, he made a casual comment about fermented foods. In a second podcast, he referenced research by Justin Sonnenberg and Christopher Gardner about fermented foods and the health benefits that people experience from eating these foods. As good health has many variables, and fermented food is only one variable. Since the addition of them into my diet, the improvement in my physical and mental health makes me only want to encourage my friends and family in better gut brain health. With the influence of Dr. Mark Hyman and Dr. William Lee, two of many doctors that are sharing groundbreaking information about what one's body truly needs to thrive and support good body and brain health, I've concocted a medicine bowl that can be enjoyed with breakfast, lunch, or dinner. My motivation: in 1996, I had my first Cesarean section, 98, my second, 2004, my third, and in '05, my fourth C section. The last two surgeries left me with lots of scar tissue and loose skin. Every doctor I asked, how can I get rid of this scar tissue and loose skin? They all stated, Trish, surgery is the only way to get rid of it. Surgery has never been an option I can wrap my brain around to do, but with the regular consumption of sauerkraut, kimchi, white kimchi, and kombucha will be another video. My goal, my objective, is to prove those doctors wrong and eradicate my scar tissue, knowing food is medicine. As I said before, there's many variables to a healthy lifestyle, but since including fermented foods into my diet, I am seeing and feeling the scar tissue getting smaller and the elasticity of my skin getting tighter. Even if you only eat fermented foods 2 or 3 times a week, you are improving your gut brain health. So let's get to the recipe. I don't know, it seems to be a texture thing for me, but I love to use frozen blueberries. I buy them fresh, I buy them frozen, put them in the freezer. When I'm ready to make a bowl, I've got blueberries. Next, I like to add capers. I just use a teaspoon, scoop some out, put them in the sink, rinse them off, and throw them in my bowl. Next, I use cranberries, about an ounce. I use about an ounce of pomegranate seeds. Hey, get out of there. And then an avocado. If you've got a large avocado, use half. If you've got a small avocado, use the whole thing. Next, I have chia seed, hemp seed, and flax seed that I keep mixed together. I like to use about 2 tablespoons of that. And then the creme de la creme, my white kimchi. You can use sauerkraut, you can use regular kimchi. The only difference between kimchi and white kimchi is there's no chili pepper. So this is the foundation of my medicine bowl. So good. Such a good way to eat sauerkraut. And now you want to add protein. Maybe you've got some chicken or some steak, or maybe you've got leftover meatloaf. I have leftover meatloaf that I'm adding to mine today. And then maybe you have some Adventist gumbo or some roasted vegetables because you want to have fiber. You want to have some vegetables in there. I'm going with my roasted vegetables today. The plan was the gumbo, but the roasted vegetables look so much better today. And now I am ready for a wonderful brunch bowl. If you don't have any leftovers, or maybe you want to do more of a salad, you could use an ounce of chopped bok choy, an ounce of chopped spinach, and an ounce of chopped kale. I do marinate my kale in lemon juice and sea salt. I'll chop that and marinate it about 30 minutes before I know I'm going to make my medicine bowl. And then for a dressing, when I do my salad, I like to use eggs. Remember, you don't want to overcook your eggs because then you'll kill the lutein that is in the yolk of the egg, which is good for our eyesight. And then to add to that dressing, your salsa, whatever kind you like. Mango. I'm right now partial to black bean and corn, though it's very hard to find. If you want to add some extra protein with any of these dishes, you could also add sardines or herring, which are great with omega-3s and with our protein that you need to have a little bit of every day. So, the main objective, the main goal, prioritize having a little bit of sauerkraut or kimchi in your diet every day. Depends on where you mix it. It is good and it's great for your gut health. So thank you for listening. And what's in your medicine cabinet? I mean refrigerator. Okay.